Okay, so we start our day off here. We're going to keep an eye on this silver Nissan, who is sitting at the light. Their light is just about to turn green, and away we go. So this should be turning on now. We drive a little bit. Just want to keep an eye on that one. Watch how they act coming up to a spot where we go into 2 lanes. Everything's going just fine. Traffic's 40 miles an hour, not horribly bad, but road conditions are not the best. It's a little wet. We're having some small drizzle off and on. Driving along. So normally right about here, traffic splits off left and right. We kind of get resorted, get in front of the fast, or get in front of the slow people, and let the slow people get behind. We were actually moving at a pretty good clip, so there was really no speeding to be done here. But you can see the Nissan coming up behind us here, kind of flying up on me. And, brake lights up ahead, so we have to kind of react to that. And did not want to go flying in front of this person and have to slam on my brakes, so just playing it calm here. We can see that she's closing the gap here real fast. And then she scoots in behind me. Okay, so that's fine. We expect that type of driving. So we come along here. And this has happened before, not with this particular car, but I've seen this happen before, so I was aware of what people do here. But this middle lane here is a turning lane, so if you need to turn left, you get in that lane and you make your turn. You don't block traffic. But here she's trying to get into that lane to try and pass everybody. And at first I was like, oh, she's going to do that. But then she turned her blinker on like she was going to turn left. So then I thought, okay, she's coming up here to the light because that becomes a left lane. But no. Boom, there she goes. She cuts everybody off, gets a whole 2 car lengths ahead of us. Okay, but I got her number. I got her tag number. I know what her car looks like. So we're driving, and we're driving, because this isn't the end of it. You would think this would be the end of it. So we'll go to front cam only here. And then I start to notice, as we come up here, we're driving along. And I swear, back there, I felt a little bad when she turned the turn signal on, like she was going to be making a left-hand turn. I'm like, oh, that's what a douchebag move on my part. And then she did that, and then it was all over. I no longer felt bad. But here she is. You can see she's cutting far right there to try and get around this little cubby that we get here from this side road here. Isn't the first time she does it. So we can see it's an entire line of cars. It's not like she's just stuck behind somebody going slow or anything like that. There's an entire line of cars here that we're dealing with. This does tend to be a little bit of a congested route. I usually don't have a problem just sitting in traffic as long as we're moving and no one's being a bad driver. So driving along, and again, there's kids on the side of the road. This is school time. Kids are getting picked up. Like, there's really no reason to be driving that crazy. All right, so here we are. We're stopping because there's a light up ahead. Actually, I think a bus here was turning left into the school. Yeah, so it kind of slowed us down. And that's fine. We stop. We go. And I will admit, it's frustrating. You're in stop and go traffic. It's not fun, but we're all there together. There's no reason that you should feel like you're special and that you need to go. So cruising along, we start to get our speed up again. Someone lets the bus out. And here we go. We can see she's trying to cut to the right there to try and get around everybody. Which, if someone's turning left, yeah, you want to scoot by them, but you don't scoot by everybody else that's waiting to go, right? I mean, am I crazy here to think that? I could see if the entire line of cars had their left turn signal on. Yeah, go for it. But you could tell that the way traffic was moving that we were going to go straight, except for that one car that was turning left. So here we go. She scoots up here. Scoot, 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 scoot. Driving along, driving along, driving along. Again, we're watching the car in front of this Mazda. That Nissan there. See, poking the head to the right there, trying to get around. There's literally no room to pass, and she is trying it. Awfully close to that car in front of him, which, I mean, we're still moving at 44 miles an hour and a 45. I get it, it's a little slow. That's fine. But here we come up to a light, and there's two lanes. One is a left only, which is the left-hand lane, and then there's the straight or right turn, which is the right-hand lane. And I knew she was going to do it. But here she goes. She scoots up. She scoots around that. I think it was a BMW. Pushing her way up there, pushing her way up there. Now she's going to go up there. And again, you can see the sign here. Left turn only. Left turn only. But what do you think she's going to do? Come on, do we want to take bets? Is she going to turn left or is she going to go straight? And she goes straight. So, beating out, everybody else that's waiting in line, doing what they're supposed to do because they think they're special. Now, I will say, once you get past this light, okay, it does turn into legitimate 2 lanes. But again, this here, before you get to this intersection, is a left turn only. And she's not up here. I end up catching her. She gets off at an exit off of this highway, because now we're going into a highway where it starts, and that's kind of where this one ends. But it is not over. Okay, here we are back. We're a couple days later, probably 2 weeks later, and lo and behold, spotted silver Nissan. As I drive by, I check the face. Looks exactly like the person that was in the previous clip. So let's drive along. Again, nice long line of cars, congested route. This is about the time in between high school students and elementary students getting picked up, so it does get a little congested, but it's usually not that horrible. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of that two-way highway. Nissan's pretty much nowhere to be found. So we're going to cruise along here, but I know she's back there. I saw her at that light. I know what I'm dealing with, and I knew she was going to be coming. So I was watching my rearview mirrors. Again, really can't see her. I don't know if that's her. No, that's still not even her. She comes out of nowhere. And I think that's her up there. So slowing down because people turn into the gas station, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts here. So traffic does get, I don't want to say stop and go, but it does slow down a little bit. But you can drive safe and not have an issue. So the Volvo's turning, the Audi's coming up on me, and I catch it out of my side view, and there she is. So I threw the block because I knew exactly what she was doing. Had that been a normal person, hadn't had the previous run-in, I would have thought they were turning left at that light, and I would have let them go. I would have been mad like I was the last time. But here we go. We're driving. She's peeking around like she's going to try and make a pass. I mean, maybe she's swerving because she's on her phone. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure that she threw the finger at me there. And again, just for context, I'm not driving slow for the sake of it. We're actually in traffic. Like, there's active traffic going on. She's just entitled and thinks that she needs to go first. Again, not just stopped on the road for the sake of it. There is active traffic. Still driving along here. I'm sorry this is a longer video, but you have to get all the context. I will try to trim it down in editing. Driving along. Again, we're in traffic. The road widens here. So here she goes. She's starting to peek around to the right there. I thought she was going to, we come to a clip change. I thought she was going to, she slammed her hand on the steering wheel. Not sure if you saw that. She thought she was going to make the pass. I don't think the Audi driver is very happy either. You can see that they sandwich her in there. Again, we're coming up through that light. Still active traffic. So here she coming up on this light. There's a line of traffic. She gets a little ballsy. Again, making the peak there, And I know there's a distance here, right? But I have been on this road where we'll be doing 40 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, and all of a sudden you're slamming on your brakes. So I tend to keep a good deal of space in between the car in front of me just because of that. So, all right, light is red. There's a truck up there. And I'm slowing down here. I'm trying to judge what she's going to do. I see that she makes the peak to the right. Okay. I don't think there's enough space for her to go. She's leaning. And she's going to go for it. Nope, we're going to block. So now we're coming up on that light where the left-hand lane is a left turn only. So I know what she's going to do. I've seen it in action. I know her MO. I know what's going to happen. So I'm watching it. I'm watching her again coming up on this light. And maybe I'm in the wrong because I'm, playing a little defensive here, but there's no reason for her to feel like she's special and that she needs to go first. She's going to get 1, maybe 2 car lengths by acting this way. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So here we go, driving along. Road starts to widen a little bit because we're coming up. Keeping an eye out. Yeah, I've notoriously been watching my rearview mirror for this. You can see she's already doing weaves, trying to figure out what she's going to do. So again, there's a median here. So she'd have to drive up on the median to get past me, and I see that she kind of cuts that way, tries to do it again, so I throw the block. She's still trying, still trying, still trying. And off we go. And that's pretty much how that ended. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. So we come up here. We start to hit the highway. This is the last light on the highway before you actually go full highway. So slowing down. And I don't know if I saw it, but I think she tried to take a peek to the left there, but that would have been pointless. She would have ended up in the median there. But there's a little bit of poetic justice here. Again, I'm driving. There's a car in front of me. I can't go any faster than the person in front of me. And now you're going to call me a left lane camper, but my route takes me past all of these exits, so it's better to be in the left-hand lane. I'm usually doing the speed limit or slightly above, depending on the traffic. I usually try to stay with the flow of traffic, but the poetic justice here is we see this car that's moving kind of slow, and that's where she decides to get over, and she's stuck behind that slow person until she comes up on her exit. So first getting all blocked by me, and now being stuck behind that person. Hope you enjoyed.